Nature's Comfort Meds, or NCM Biotech, is a company that makes top quality hemp oil. NCM's hemp oil is actually the licensor of the highest quality hemp oil available on the market. I'm talking about top shelf CBD cannabinoid encrusted cognac. And guess who's sipping on that, Jack? People who are ill, home square, and I'm talking about backwards hat rap. No, I'm talking about an illness of the body. Hemp oil, like the one that NCM produces, is used to treat people's illnesses. People like veterans suffering from PTSD, children with autism and various types of cancer, patients with a variety of neurological disorders, pain management, autoimmune disorders, and seizures due to epilepsy. It's a whole lot of good going on, actually. Now, founder Frederick Ferry's vision for this company stretches a wide and caring hand over the medical community and its patients. Now, for those of you who don't know, CBD is a chemical compound that is found in cannabis. No, it does not provide a high like you would expect its other counterpart, THC, also found in cannabis. Rather, it helps the body heal and balance out in ways that traditional medication simply cannot. Or it at least fills in the holes that we have. It's nice to see something natural helping people rather than something man-made or synthetic. Chemists like Fred see CBD as a healing compound that is proven to help people get through and conquer their illness, and I see it as one as well. I actually got a chance to meet with the founder, Fred Ferry, and became pretty good friends with him. I asked him if I could design something for him for his company, NCM, and he agreed. Luckily, I dated, or at least tried to date, every single design and step that I have in the process, and we're going to go through it all so we can see exactly where I ended up and to see potentially where it can progress. So this is going to be the design book of NCM so far. So to start off, we're going to go into the black book. This is where I initially started with the design process. I wanted to make it kind of look like a human or a person. I didn't exactly know what angle I wanted to take on because I like to design things that have a dual purpose, that aren't just the logo, but it's also something else. Like Apple with the apple and like Nike with the swoosh, I wanted to try to make something along those lines. Something that by itself looks good and you could identify with it, but if you look into it more, you can actually see the lettering or the brand or the message behind it. Now let's start with the first design. Up in the top left corner, we see an N, a C, but no apparent M. Now the part that I like about NCM is that the N and the M can fuse together to become one solid shape. So the N and the M can really be the same thing. But the trouble with that is that people can't pick that up instantly or quickly. Because they'll just see N, C, and then a line and not really see what it is. Same thing with the one right here, where the M is on top and there seems to be an M in the middle and a C inside. It doesn't really work, it doesn't really flow well, and it doesn't really have any shape to it. It looks just kind of like an X, a boxy X. And then we see me trying to play around with the biotech end of it, but biotech was a little bit too long of a word, so I would rather just write that out under it and focus mainly on the NCM. And then we have a few other designs on the bottom where you can see once again the N and the M being combined and the C just kind of doing its own thing, not really fused in with it. And then we see me trying to make a hat of the NCM, putting a biotech on it, and then we see as well, me trying to make it more into a person. But this doesn't really work, but this is also the first design, so I'm really just trying to throw as much paint on the canvas before something comes and speaks to me. So let's now look at the second design. It was with this first design with the N, the C on the inside, and the M on the inside that I decided to make NCM into a mountain. You can see with the bottom two designs that I played around with it a little bit more, but it still had that spiked appeal, and that instantly made me think of the top peak of a mountain. This idea fit perfectly with the brand Nature's Comfort Meds. It comes from nature, and a mountain is something that we typically associate with nature. The only problem was trying to fit the N, the C, and the M inside this mountainous shape and also have it be readable. Because it's nice if you have a cool looking mountain, but it's even better if you can see the NCM within the mountain. It brings it into that nice two perspective area where you can see the shape, but you can also see the brand. And that's what I really like. And of course I wanted to make it a little bit more simplistic. I didn't want to overdo it and throw a whole bunch of stuff at it. I wanted to have as few lines as possible to make it as simple as possible. And I believe that I have achieved this with this design. And you can see me kind of fiddling around with the height of each individual peak and the sea on the inside and where it should be, and maybe adding a sun and a few birds to make it look a little bit nice. But my eureka moment was when I decided to link the N and the M and have the C be the sun, so it follows one continuous line throughout the entire shape, making it an even simpler reduction of my original design. And so I happily landed here. On 4/18/17, I made the N into the lower peak, the M into the top and middle peak, and then the C into the sun. Became a very simplistic and minimal design, which is exactly what I was looking for. So now let's take this into Photoshop, mock it up, and see what the finished product looks like. And there you have it, Nature's Comfort Meds. You can see the N, M, and the C, and I even added a little bit of yellow in there just to give it a little bit more color. Hope you guys enjoyed. This has been the design process, or the design book of NCM thus far. Make sure to go check out NCM on their website, and if you feel so inclined, get some of their products. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.